back to Throwback Thursdays for another retro review here at the K.O.E. Nation. I am your King of Extreme, Lord Phil, K.O.E. Yes, here to give you another marvelous retro review from my time over at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, but I thought it would be the perfect time for me to bring that over here to you at the K.O.E. Nation with just a little added Phil K.O.E. flair. So without further ado, folks, let's get to the show and enjoy this retro review. Our taste test and review of WhistlePig Farmstock Rye. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, the master of sartorial resplendency, your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
the non-coppa-friendly Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
I've been looking forward to this one, and I think this will be a good one for the maiden voyage of Castle K.O.E. Studios.
All right.
WhistlePig Farmstock Rye. Now, as you can see, this has been thoroughly enjoyed by friends and family. I cannot recommend this enough. I have had a taste or two.
So you've been raving about this one for a while, so I am interested to get into this.
I opened it on New Year's Eve. Now, before we get into it, a little bit of the backstory with WhistlePig started when the master distiller of Maker's Mark approached the owner of WhistlePig and said, I have found some of the best whiskey in the world, but it's going to be misused in blending. So, to prevent that, they started the WhistlePig Company. The Farmstock Rye...
Maker's Mark approached this?
No, the master distiller.
Oh.
He said this fine Canadian rye whiskey is going to be misused in blending, and because he worked for, you know, the kind of what they call the Tennessee boys,
sure,
that's just not their wheelhouse. It's not anything that interested them. Okay. So the owner of WhistlePig basically saved this fine rye whiskey from the misuse of blending, if you will. I've got a bottle of WhistlePig 10-year Farmstock Rye that we will be getting into soon. But with, not WhistlePig Farmstock Rye, 10-year straight rye. Oh, sorry. But this WhistlePig Farmstock Rye, they're going with the idea of triple terroir. Now, because I love wine so much, I love the idea of terroir. For those who don't know, it's the idea of the temperature of that year, the mineral content of the soil, how much it rained that year. All these things make up the terroir of that grape for that year. Now, the owner of WhistlePig is trying to, as I'm going to call him from here on out, Mr. WhistlePig. Mr. WhistlePig is trying to apply the same idea to his rye. And it's triple terroir because it uses the oak barrels from his farm in Vermont. It uses the water from his farm in Vermont. And it uses rye, and this is the first farm stock that's predominantly his Vermont blend. There is still some of the 10-year Canadian WhistlePig straight rye in here. But this is the first one that's predominantly Vermont blend. Okay. So, me, I love Canadian whiskeys, but I'm also a red-blooded American, so I find WhistlePig is a good way to split that difference. Now, this one, I've gotten nothing but good reviews. Even the bad reviews said it just reminded them of something.
All right.
You need a little more?
Maybe just a touch.
Want to get you to 35 ABV.
There we go.
As am I.
Let's see how she hits the nose. Oh yeah, smells absolutely like rye, but not bad. Definitely get the alcohol in the second sniff. Definitely a specific smell on the third, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm not sure what that is, but almost fruity.
For rye, that's kind of an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how it hits the palate, sir.
All right. There is a specific lingering taste of rye, in a good way, though. Which is not always true with ryes.
Yeah.
The lingering rye flavor isn't always something you want, but so far, this one's, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm not, like with a lot of rye whiskeys, I feel like I'm at Milo days where they make you Milo pancakes. Yep. I'm just chewing on grain.
Yep.
This does not give that to me at all. This goes down like a smooth Canadian whiskey, but with a backbite.
Yeah.
Like right at the end, there's a... There we go.
Yeah, there is. I get that. Yeah, that exasperated breath.
You still remember what you're drinking.
I feel that. It's not... You definitely... Yeah, that splash of water helps because I can see where without that...
You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to pick up as many of the aromas, like that one in the middle that we couldn't quite.
Yeah.
But. It's almost like a caramel, slight vanilla. But yeah, ever since
very spicy.
Since I watched it,
if you hold it in your mouth, it's got a very spicy finish.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ever since I watched an interview with Mr. WhistlePig, the owner of WhistlePig. I've been kind of enamored with the story, and I wanted to give it a shot. I think this is a fine rye, and as you can see, nobody's complained about it.
No, looks like it's been thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes, and this is about as thorough of a review or endorsement as I can give it. I'll probably be picking up another bottle. I don't even know what scales to put this. Is it a Canadian? Is it an American whiskey? Because it's a blend of both.
Well, I would... the flavor I'm getting a lot closer to a Canadian, so I would rate it on that scale personally.
Same with me. So on 1 to 5 stars, what do you give this?
On a Canadian whiskey scale, I would say 3.25. I could go 3.5, but I'm tempering expectations for the higher end. From the product line.
True, but I'm going to look at this one just as a standalone. I'm going to give it 3.5. Okay. Canadian whiskey. Brown spirits. What do you give it, sir?
Ooh.
You've had a lot of ryes, and you got to admit, this is better than some ryes.
Typically, a rye doesn't get a high rating from me. Not because they're bad, but because I have my preferences. And on a brown spirit, I'm going to say 3.5, actually.
I'm going to agree.
It's very smooth.
I'm giving it a 3.5 stars as Canadian and brown spirit.
There you go.
It's a great, I'm trying to figure out, I'm torn between putting this in my middle shelf or my top shelf. Do you see how I'm...
You could have one on each. I mean,
yeah, as of right now, the 10-year is sitting on the top shelf, so... WhistlePig Farmstock Rye... I'm going to give you a top or middle shelf question mark.
Ooh.
So basically,
cliffhanger.
Whichever shelf has more room, you can guess WhistlePig will make its way there.
It's so diverse.
Yes, it's a lot you can do with it. And as you can see, friends and family have been enjoying it thoroughly over the last few weeks. I opened this on New Year's Eve, and it is the 12th of January, and I've given 200 milliliter bottles to some people just to, give them a sample. I've gotten nothing but good. Even the few people who didn't like it said it tasted exactly like some brand of Canadian whiskey or other.
My one complaint, if I had one, the bottle, while it does look nice, does sit a little awkwardly as a standalone unit.
Just that particular bottle. Since we're talking about it, I'll bring this one out just to show. The WhistlePig Straight Rye Whiskey 10-year. This bottle stands much better. This one just happens to be a little bit of glass imperfection on the glass, but it's still a nice bottle. So the regular WhistlePig bottles are wonderful.
Well, it's skinny and it's top heavy, so that is something you have to keep in mind while displaying it on a shelf.
Yes. Hey, that's something that the consumer needs to know.
Absolutely.
But all that being said, WhistlePig Farmstock Rye, I'd definitely give it a shot, folks. WhistlePig 10-year, coming soon. So,
another cliffhanger.
Bottoms up, folks.